And just like that, we're on the air. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of the Living World of Darkness. We pick up where we left off with Kotori and Smiles in the Night, deep, deep in the Umbra, in a place called Pangea, where they've encountered their fair share of trials. 3 days have passed out of the 7 days that they were supposed to be there. And on the fourth day, they wake up to the sight of a very large wolf looming over them as they lay in the middle of a tundra-like area where the wind is cold and biting and where the ground is hard, the air is dry, and the giant manifestation of the triadic worm is nowhere to be seen.
So, I mean, that's probably going to be kind of a stupid question, but do we smell, some kind of pure breed, or what would be the equivalent here?
You
There is
smell
only
all
one
the
tribe.
pure breed.
Yeah, all the pure breed. Damn. Well, probably going to show my throat, because this giant wolf is probably she or he is probably bigger than us right now. Or are we at the same height? This what is the display? Yeah, I'm going to change the question. What is the display of her physical attributes? Is she does her ears are back down? Is her tail lowered as a sign of aggression? What demeanor can we get from this wolf?
The tail is straight out, not up or down. The ears are perked, and the eyes are wary as they look over Kotori and Smiles. You notice that you're probably about half the size of these wolves, these pure prehistoric wolves. So they look at you with a odd glance as though, these creatures are not entirely right.
Miles will over the pack link to Kotori. Do you still want me to be quiet, or
In your question, since this is this is actually a very important question for both of us. Considering that we have passed several days in this place, do we have to make nightmare rolls? Because we have a nightmare flow, so I'm asking
Yeah,
you.
go ahead and make me the nightmare rolls.
oh yes,
And everybody can roll their own dice today.
Yay! I
Now
failed by
feel
my
guilty.
own! I failed by my own!
I don't feel guilty for ruining somebody with their dice with really poor
I
dice rolls.
I fail as well. Hooray!
Yeah, this
Alright.
it's the fucking lizard's fault.
Oh, the big tree lizard.
Yeah, fucking tree. Fucking introduce it. And so my next question is going to be, do I get another roll of ancestors or not?
Yeah, you can roll another roll of ancestors.
So my question would be, I'm going to interrogate my ancestors to know if which lore would actually help me here, because we already had pretty bad conversation with the Macaulay, considering that we were speaking as we were Gaian werewolf, which we are not in this timeline. So would this be more Umbra Garu lore, to know actually how we should address those ones?
What's your Umber lore and Spirit lore right now?
2 for both of them?
Spirit Law 1, no Umbra Law.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have the prerequisite knowledges to know enough about them how to act. Your ancestors would
Yeah.
probably be best off giving you Umbra lore, though.
Okay, then I will go with Umbra lore, as you say, my lord. And I will roll over, well, 3 success. So I'm at Umbra lore 5. Yeah, 5.
Okay, so your ancestors, they give you tales that have been passed down from generation to generation. Some of your ancestors that span all the way back before the Croatan had ever been taken from the nation. And they speak of the time when tribes didn't exist. They tell you of a time when all wolves were one pack, one nation. And a time when things were perfectly balanced. And that anyone from the outside should probably show as much deference as possible, even to the lowliest of all of these wolves.
Okay, and going to try to channel the resting presence of Uktena to see if he can, tell me if there are, terms that I should use, to present ourselves. Because right now Kotori is going to probably show his throat or even roll over to the walls. But he wants to know, if he is addressed, if there are, if there is a thing that he should recognize, or a way to address them directly, or to present himself.
Okay.
So that would be a Gnosis roll to try to get an answer from Uktena.
Difficulty 8.
Yeah. We can roll, and then two success for Kotori.
Present yourself as an Omega Wolf. Refer to them in the type of honorifics that you would use for a tribal leader, like a tribal alpha, not just a pack or a sept, but a tribal alpha.
So basically calling them Raya, or is Raya a too modern slang?
No, Raya will work.
Okay.
We're down with bone Norris.
I don't feel like
with
making up a new.
Norse.
I don't feel like making up a new term for it because I don't think there is one for ancient tongue.
Okay. Then Kotori through the pack link will tell to Smiles, we are Omega Wolves here. Roll over and we must show difference to them all.
Okay.
And Kotori will roll over, showing his throat, exposing his belly to the mercy of those prehistoric wolves.
The wolf snorts and walks away.
Smiles will roll over onto his back. Raya, I am Smiles in the Night, and this is my brother, Kotori.
And
we apologize for intruding on your territory. We have come from across the Umbra to learn of the one pack that is here. Where we come from, things are...
No.
And he'll stop then.
Remember what I told you. Not mention it.
Smiles will stop talking a bit. He'll be like, I wasn't going to say anything about the worm or the weaver.
Yeah, but you were starting.
You've come to be with the pack.
Yes, we wish to run with the pack. The great, the great serpent brought us here with purpose. We would be honored if you accept us to run with you.
Smiles, you watch this unfold as the wolf turns on the heel and immediately just marches up to Kotori and bites down on his neck.
Ouch.
And lifts him up to his feet by his scruff, like a carrying a pup. Then on your feet, little ones. Though I don't see how one so small can do anything.
Then we will have to prove ourselves. Simple as that.
And the wolf will turn and begin heading out across this vast tundra that's before you, filled with glaciers of pure ice, no hint of pollution.
Yay, fantastic. It's so fresh. Compare it to here. Then for his part, Kotori will wait we'll wait a little bit for everyone, to actually go before them, since they are Omegas, and then he will start to follow with Smiles.
As they walk across the tundra, they notice creatures, mostly mammals, that are large exaggerations of previous animals that they might know. Kotori might notice that there's a large, sort of gray-furred bear way across the way that's fishing for old or prehistoric versions of seals. As you're passing along, you'll pass by a large herd of these elephant-looking creatures with thick fur all over their bodies that stand taller than any elephant you might have ever seen or heard of. And you continue onward this way for a while, for about a good 5 hours. The other wolves not saying much to you at all, if even looking back in your direction. There's about 3 of them, as they lead you, your little tiny figures, across the ice.
Are we, Vinny, are we heading north?
You are heading north.
Good. Then Kotori will prove a pack link, talk with Smiles. So, well, at least we found them.
Yes. Now, how do we get them to the wild spirit that is?
They are already heading north. I think that since we must run with the pack, we will wait probably for the moment of the night where we will stop to either feast or talk, and then they will probably ask us what Grandfather Snake asked of us. But since we are And you can feel that Kotori is, well, not very feeling easy with the idea of being an Omega Wolf. But yeah, we are we are Omegas, so we have to remember our place here.
As you continue along, it's not. You start to notice there are some figures walking towards you in the opposite direction. And you notice that they're all roughly about 6 feet tall, maybe, at the most. You notice spears and heavy furs, and for the first time, you see actual human beings. Or close cousins of them, anyway.
Okay, Kotori will look at Smiles through the corner of his eyes, seeing if he actually, went through with everything that he said, like, oh yeah, I'm going to go with it, or if he still has problem to let go while in this place.
No, Smiles has cocked his head and just kind of looking at them. He looks almost confused. As he remembers that he hates humans, but in a very abstract, sort of academic way. He doesn't. There's not the sort of the feeling in the pit of his stomach about these apes. Yeah.
Smiles, what you'll notice about them is that everything that they seem to be wearing or donning is completely made out of what you can find in the wild. Meaning, if they are wearing animal pelts, you can see that they are carrying, various tools made from every part of the animal that you can notice that would remain after you've eaten all the flesh. You can see that nothing goes to waste with these people, and anything that they kill is likely, you could probably assume safely, likely put to use and not wasted. As though anything they take, they make sure to use, rather than just discard.
Okay, if he sees that they've actually got tools, he will say over the pack link, even here, they do seem slightly mad. They have the false claws and the false skins.
Well, brother, remember, they have no real fur. They were born without claws. They are praise. Well, as much as we do not like this idea, they need fake claws and skin of others to survive. At least here, they do not seem to waste what they have. We can still be cautious, but it doesn't seem at that time that they have become truly mad, just as their father, grandfather Spider.
But still the hints of it. For yes, they should not survive here. They should not have their false claws and their false pelts. They could be in the jungle, eating what they find on the ground, like the prey they are. Maybe they were always mad.
Kotori, for his part, observed these humans who, well, kind of make him remember the Wendigos that he encountered with some of his previous pack members, and well, he's kind of puzzled a little bit, and he looks at what the pack is actually doing, if they are, ignoring the humans or.
They seem to literally neglect to even notice
Mhm.
that the humans are there, as though they mean absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things, and they can just continue on with impunity because these creatures are below them.
Mhm. Then yeah, Kotori will just ignore them and continue his journey following the pack.
You take some time, but eventually you come to an area where the tundra comes into a pine forest, and it gets a bit warmer here. It gets a little bit more humid as the air is filled with the runoff of melting snow. You notice that there are places where trees have collapsed and created very large dens, and this seems to be what the pack is headed towards, because you start to notice coming out from the trees, perfectly camouflaged, other large wolves that regard the two smaller hispos with scrutiny and curiosity. Some of them may growl and roll and lower their ears as their hackles go up at these newcomers.
Uh, lower your ears, lower your tail. Yeah, I'm an Omega Wolf. Don't
Yeah,
beat me up.
very much an assume the position situation.
Yeah.
As you're led up to the front of what looks to be the largest of the dens, a massive wolf with snow white fur can be seen, and she comes forth and looks at the two of you with large eyes and even larger fangs from a larger maw. Well, speak or be gone from this place.
Raya, as Kotori says, of course, being as differential as he can be in front of this large wolf who, yeah, let me, record in my fear. He's like, he or she's probably twice the size as the others. Is that it?
She's huge.
Oh God. Um, we we have come from very far through across the land, going through the territories of others to search for the one pack. We search we search to run with you if you would allow us to. But if you would deem us unworthy of running with you, then we would like to have the permission to go through the territory that is yours, Raya, for the the great Wyrm of balance tasked us with a mission, and we wouldn't want to impose on you if you deem us unworthy of your attention.
A low rumble of a laugh comes from this wolf's throat. You are outsiders. You do not belong in this land or this realm.
Yes, Raya, that is true.
And you thought it was wise to come here and seek us out.
And Kotori will turn to Smiles, and he will, with a small gesture of a head, saying that, pretty much saying, "This is your big moment."
Kotori, before anything happens, the second you turn your head, you feel this giant wolf move in a blur of motion, and you are hit with a snout.
Ouch!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bashing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So this wolf hits you as you turn your head, and you fly into a nearby tree as it bares its fangs at you. How dare you turn your back on me, you little whelp!
Roll over. I completely roll over, but damn it, I didn't turn my back on him. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I roll over, whining.
The other wolves will growl now at Smiles in the night as they think perhaps this one is about ready to receive the ire of their alpha.
Smiles will roll on his back as he says, "Raya, we have come to learn of you, to be better, to learn the lessons that we can hear, that we cannot learn where we are from."
You are hardly worthy of this place. You will head north on your own. You will seek out the wisest of our number. If I have to look at you for a moment longer, I will rip you to shreds.
Okay. And
Such a wonderful people.
not turning his back, backing away as respectfully as he possibly can. Smiles will head north.
You notice that as you move along, the wolves are circling you.
And Kotori gets up, and yeah, he doesn't turn his back on the alpha as he back down, following Smiles.
And once you've backed your way out of sight, the wolves are at least out of sight of Morrow. You notice that the other wolves finally stop circling you and relent to let you leave.
Yeah. And then we head north, trying to find this place where nothing dies, where somewhere with a bit more life than the rest of the rather barren tundra.
You continue on into this forest, and you get to the point where the snow is mostly melted. There's only bits of it left in the trees and on the ground. The ground is spongy underfoot. Your fur becomes chalked up with the mud of the area. And you just start to feel as though you're being watched from every angle.
I would like to do sense magic.
Okay.
So, sense magic, if I'm correct, is perception enigma, but I will verify that. Uh, 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 sense magic. Yeah, perception enigma. Okay. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes on difficulty 8. So what magic do I feel?
Um, you just feel as though that there is an entirety of the term magic here is very wide ranging,
Mm.
and
Let's. Mm.
and it feels as though perhaps if you had done this before, you might have gotten it everywhere you were. But this is
Mm.
a feeling of as though you are completely engrossed in magic. Everything in this area is magic.
So maybe more specific. I'm trying to find, some. Basically, I'm trying to track the wild spirit through magic sensing. If I can, try to through all these shape of magic, as you say, pretty much, can I sense, something that is more related to a strong wild connection rather than, something that would be connected to the weaver through the mountains or death through the worm.
Mm, no, you kind of feel as though it's balanced here.
Okay. Mm, Smiles. Kotori will screw the pack link. I don't think the. I don't feel the disturbance right now, and I'm unable to say who is watching us.
Then there are any number of things here. We must go to where the worm wanted us to go.
Mm. Perhaps we should. Perhaps we should do as we did when we tried to escape a tree lizard. We should. We should use the blur better. Better to try and.
Make me a perception alertness roll, my friends.
Mm. Yeah. No. Don't care.
3 successes.
Something is stalking you. Smiles. You can feel it in the back of your fur. Something is stalking you down.
Something has your scent.
Oh, sure. Blame it on Kotori.
I have scent for running water. I can't be trapped.
Fucking ragabash.
So I am going to blame Kotori. Um,
Well then. And let's continue and try to find a better place to try and lost it.
yes.
And yeah, as we go, Kotori will try to activate the blur of the Milky Eye. And nope, it's a bot.
Smiles' blur is pretty successful there. 4 successes on blur, so yeah.
Alright. Roll me initiative, guys.
Oh wow.
This thing is 13. Oh, I'm sorry, 14. Got the modifier wrong. Okay. Everybody have their initiative order ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bursting forth from the trees, Kotori, you notice a creature of massive size jumping at you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And it pounces down, and it is going to spend 1 rage, as it is clearly hunting the two of you.
Let me see for a second for my wonderful and useless arsenal.
Would you like to dodge?
Yes, and I will use some rage too. I will use 1. So dexterity brawl.
Versus your dexterity athletics.
Yeah, dexterity athletics. What am I saying? Okay. Oh god. I hate big cats. So, so 2 success.
2 successes. This thing only gets. It misses you as it snaps its massive jaws just at the side of your face as you barely manage to roll out of the way. This large feline is massive and growling and snarling. Its fangs are easily the size of claves. And it roars at you.
So then it is Smiles' turn.
Yes, it is.
Smiles sees this cat thing and going for his brother and launches himself at it
All right.
and gets many successes.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
My savior!
All right. All right, son.
9 plus 5.
Overachiever over here.
Yeah. We've got a biter over here.
4, 5, 6, 7 points of successes on the damage roll. Yeah, 7.
1, 2, 3. 3 successes, so it takes 4 damage as you rake into it. You clawing or biting?
I'm biting.
So as you bite into its flesh, you hear roar and growl in pain. Kotori, rage actions. Or no, it's your main action. No, we're in
Well,
rage action
no.
now, so it gets to bite back.
Yeah, fucking bastard.
It's
mean,
gonna
there's-
bite Smiles.
With his clave tooth.
Pretty much. One, two, three, no specialties. 4, 5, 6.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Carries over. Hot damn. 1, 2, 3,
Damn,
4,
son.
6, 7, 8. So it bites back with equal ferocity.
1, 2, 3, 4 soaked.
So you guys trade 4 damage.
Yeah.
Kotori, it's your turn.
Just to
Enrage.
clarify, is that ag or lethal?
That is ag.
Okay.
This thing is clearly not strictly a saber-toothed cat.
Oh, really? I mean, he looked like one.
In case you didn't know by the spending the rage or anything, you know.
No! How dare! Okay, I'm
Well,
going
I know
to.
all Farah not all Farah do ag. So.
And all success. Because yeah, that fucker tried to eat me, and now he's biting my bro. I'm gonna kill this fucker. 7. Yeah, you don't mess with the Kotori. Kotori is soft.
Let's see that damage roll before you start saying that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I prefer. Hey, this is the first time I do that much touching on someone. So let me have this moment, please.
All right, have your moment.
Yes, and now I can fail. You know, the balance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bitch!
Oh, you might kill this thing.
And he goes to support his brother. And what happened to the big kitty?
The big kitty, you bite into this thing's neck and rip it out entirely. And yeah, only 2 successes. You do 6 damage, which is well over its threshold. I am going to roll this thing's rage.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 8. It comes back up, and it is in a frenzy. And it's still got a rage action. Kotori, it's coming at you.
Oh, why? Because I ripped your throat? Please.
Those ones, they're doing you credit today. 1, 2, 3.
Being in frenzy, he ignores all his malice,
all his penalties, yes.
God damn it. Only Garus should have rage. Goddamn Ferraz.
You take 3 ag.
No, I take nothing. Jon Snow.
Alright. Back at the top of the order. This thing is spending 3 rage.
I don't know, Mr. Bite Bite. Are you spending rage? You who have way more rage than the beard?
Yeah, I'm spending 2 rage.
Okay.
I'm assuming that we regain rage as normal here, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
Are you dodging this time?
Oh, he's still on me, fucker. Yeah, I will dodge.
Instantly, I don't know if I say now or later, I'm spending a willpower to negate wound penalties.
5 success on dodging.
He misses.
You can touch me.
Smiles, it's your thing. He only has 2 health levels left, but he is in a frenzy.
Yep. So like I say, I'm spending willpower to ignore wound penalties.
Alright, you would actually spend rage for that.
Yes, it's rage.
You can spend either.
For werewolves.
Can't you? I thought you could explicitly spend both because willpower just wipes it all. Like all.
We'll go with it for now, and I'll take a look at the book afterwards.
Yeah. So go for bite. That's a nothing. Stupid mouse today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes on a bite. 6. That's 5. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes for damage there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You put it to incapacitated, sir, as it drops to the ground, falling forward and bleeding quite profusely, but not dead, still breathing.
I will finish it off in a rage action.
Well, are you sure about that? Because it reverts into a Hamid form. That of a... Hang on for just a second. I don't know why Minicam has decided to freeze up and the rest of my computer hasn't decided to do the same. It's very curious. I'm worried. This is new behavior. I don't like this new behavior. This behavior bothers me. Come on. Come on. You know you want to do it.
Okay, so then Smiles will turn kind of panting.
Yeah.
Do you have Gaia's Breath?
Yeah.
Smiles is pretty torn up.
Yeah, Kotori first will heal you, even if he's like weirded out by this cat thing. But yeah, he's going to use his magic touch. At what is your current?
My current rage is 3.
Okay, so that's going to be difficulty 3. Yeah, intelligence, of course. So intelligence, empathy. Roll.
By the way, I shouldn't have. I guess I should probably tell you this, that you guys could just literally wait it out. You heal Ag here.
Yeah.
Like you do lethal.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay, then yeah. Sorry.
If we do that, then we'll wait.
Yeah. Is it still alive?
It's laying there. It's stirring slightly, but it's laying there. It's wearing, some of the similar skins as, anybody who was calling this place home and had a Hamid form.
Kotori will, Smiles is probably also over the used to be cat thingy. And Kotori will growl and snap his jaws near his face, and he will say, "Why did you attack us?"
You hear a meek voice. No one may see the wise wolf without being tested.
You are no wolf.
I owe that wolf everything. And the Hamid will sit up, the wounds already starting to heal. And she looks up at the two of you.
I would say Kotori would be quite puzzled by this, but he would try to see if she's lying, because he's probably has some reminiscent of stories about the European wolves, as they are called in the nice way, and not Wormbringer, but that they were talking about the fact. No. Kotori doesn't have a reason to doubt her, because the Pure Tribe didn't enact on the War of Rage technically. So yeah, he's going to back out a little bit to give her some space.
And she's panting as she looks like she's mightily pissed that she lost at herself. And she's sitting there with a despondent look on her face. A look of failure.
So, you were sent to test us.
Yes.
Is something going to happen to you? As you know, he's actually showing, curiosity and concern to this Farah, who apparently a few seconds before tried to rip his throat.
Smiles does not have the same concern and is pacing around.
She'll stand up as the wounds on her neck, the large fang marks, are just about completely healed up. Smiles will notice that his, and Kotori will notice that his are also almost completely healed. You notice that she has now a large, what looks to be a fresh scar along her clavicle area, sort of where some of the blood has smeared out.
Mm-hmm.
Come with me.
I think the cops are raiding Pangea. We're in trouble.
Damn it, they found their way here!
Okay, then Kotori will let us lead the way, but he will, keep a safe distance, because seeing, what this place is supposed to be, he concludes that there must not, conflict can still exist, but he doesn't feel that, it would be as tense as the stories will be. So he's just following her, but keeping a distance, because, you never know what to expect.
Yeah.
She leads you into a semi-rocky area that kind of leads up to a large, ravine, or probably more of a canyon, really. But she's leading you up to these rocks that kind of form a large den-like cave, and she points inside. The wise wolf is there.
Thank you for your guidance.
I'm only glad that you were worthy. The last few that have come here that were outsiders were not so lucky.
With that, Kotori will start to make his way to the cave.
Smiles as you pass her. She is looking you dead in the eye with nothing but hate.
And Smiles lets out a low growl as he replied.
I just love how Kotori ripped her throat open, but it Smiles that she, you bastard. Everyone seems to ignore Kotori. I just love it.
Well, because everybody can tell that Kotori is the disciple of Kachina Christ.
You have to say it.
Every time. Every time.
So let's see the wise.
Yeah.
Oh.
She'll also growl back at you, Smiles. And you can tell that she's fully recovered.
She's ready for round 2.
Although, I'll roll something on there.
No ancestor of Kaylee. No, don't kick him in the dick.
I don't think she has any best stat in her.
I know, but I don't know why, but that's the first thing I thought. Gotta get kick in the groin.
Roll me willpower. Smiles.
Oh no.
Current willpower.
No, your permanent willpower.
Don't ask. Roll.
1 success.
Smiles. You've never been attracted to a Hamid before, have you?
The very concept is like saying that I, as a person, have never been particularly attracted to a dog. It's quite repugnant, the very idea.
Well, for whatever reason, maybe she's striking a chord with your primal, this primal place. Could be that she's in mating season. It's hard to say. All you know is something inside you's like, hmm.
Yo, dog, I want to eat
I
that.
think Smiles' sort of mental, given that this is quite a radical situation for him, his mental reaction is probably very similar to, like, homophobes who are suppressed homosexuals themselves. The first time they're attracted to another man, it's probably the same sort of mixture of frustration and self-loathing and confusion. Yeah, like say your average Republican congressman.
Oh, okay, very well. So yeah, she looks at you and she just, like I said, maybe it's the fact that she fought you toe to toe and gave no fucks. She clearly threw caution to the wind and was willing to fight you on equal terms.
Yeah, so
But there's just something about her that makes her completely unforgettable.
So Smiles edges closer to her whilst growling and snapping.
And
She'll
through the
edge
back-
closer herself and look him straight in the eye until she's almost forehead to, I guess, forehead with him.
Sorry, I just got a message from one of the viewers. Yeah.
You will get a call from the backlink. Very insistent. Smiles.
Smiles
Let the cat go.
growls and backs away.
When you back away, she'll just raise one eyebrow and then walk away. And I'll let Smiles have a bit of moment here before we move on to talk with Kotori about what just happened.
He won't mention anything of the pack link. He'll be like, I'll relax with Kotori, but I'm not going to admit that I found a homid and a cat.
I have
Kotori.
Yeah, I
Would you like to
make-
roll perception empathy?
Yeah, you know me.
Kotori is the true Ragabash.
Yeah, but you guessed it. Oh, well, only 2 success I would say, since we're in his bow.
I guess if you really wanted to roll Primal Urge, you could probably smell it.
And you want me to roll Primal Urge too? Is
Yeah,
that what
go
you
ahead.
say?
Roll Perception Primal Urge. I'll let you roll it.
Okay. Oh yes. You know. It makes me. Kotori will. And he just looks at you, says nothing, and he's just starting to walk. And through the backlink, he say, I remember a time when I saw Xavier coming at me, and that smell, that very smell of mating seasons. He just continues, but yeah.
Like,
Smiles in the night. How do you respond?
he's totally ignoring Kotori and like he's in denial stage at this point. Like this isn't happening. No. Whilst, like, he's kind of a sideways glance to Kotori and then kind of looks back to where the bastart's gone if Kotori isn't looking at him.
Oh, my good sir. You are.
She's leaning against a tree, sort of looking out over the canyon. The hair in her wind, or the wind in her hair, just causing it to flap up and smiles. What can I say? Make me a willpower roll to see if you go back.
Success on that one.
You managed to hold it together, but I'm going to say that you're tempted. You're certainly tempted. Like, how bad could it really be to try it in Hamid form? Is there anything in the litany about, of Farah and Garu relations? That sort of thing goes through your head.
Yeah, Kotori, probably, when you look back and then you look back into the cave after, feeling this feeling of being torn away from your loved one. You can see that Kotori, is sitting and he has his tail, perked up. He looks at you and he just say, "You poor summer child," and he will go saying, well, this is not mating season. Let's continue with more important matters. Matings come second.
Yeah, Smiles just doesn't say anything. There's nothing over the pack link. He just goes in the direction that we're supposed to be going and be like, nope.
No.
You walk down into the cave, and it takes a fair bit, but you notice that the cave is actually illuminated by bioluminescent fungus, which is fairly interesting to look at if you've never seen it before. But you finally get down into the depths of this cave, and you can see like the large remains of various prey animals, mammoths, sloth bears, things of that nature. Bones chewed and gnawed upon. And you notice that there is a large, maybe just a slight bit bigger than the white wolf that you met not long ago, in this cave, sort of laying down, chewing on a bone. Smiles in the night, you recognize this wolf as the wolf of your dreams.
Smiles will approach respectfully, exposing his throat, and roll, and then when he gets closer, roll over.
For his part, Kotori is actually not approaching. He's keeping a safe distance, showing his throat, and then rolling over because clearly, he feels. First, he remembers that never turn your back because damn Hamids make him forget that. But he feels that this is Smiles. This is smiling time.
Come now, Outlander, we know that's not your way. Sit up and talk.
I am Smiles in the Night, and this is Kotori, Great Raya.
You are from outside of this realm, a place where our existence is but a antiquity.
Yes. We have come I have come with my brother to learn the forgotten lessons of ancient wolves. and this place.
Tell me what it is you wish to achieve by learning what I can teach.
If I learn the lessons here, then I take them back and teach the wolves of our realm of the ancient ways. We are fighting a war, and it is not going well. Maybe there can be lessons of ancient times, and what I've seen of this place is wondrous and beautiful, and I wish our realm was like this. And if we learn the lessons of your people, maybe our world becomes a better one.
What do you notice about this place? Why do you think it works?
There is harmony here. The triad is in harmony. There is no species gone mad, clawing at the world and trying to destroy it.
This world is in harmony only because we tolerate one another. The Makole will allow us to pass through as long as we remain respectful. The Bastet, they keep secrets and lore and share it with us when it is appropriate. The Koraks and the Kamazats deliver messages as they are meant to. The Naga meet down Gaia's justice when it is required. Many brothers and sisters of various different animals, of our many different cousins, we all work together in our own way. Does this exist where you come from?
No. With Garulor 2, I know about the outline of the War of Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've definitely heard of Koraks before, maybe Bastet. Yes. So you've heard of at least a few of the more prominent changing breeds. You've probably heard of the Bastet at the very least.
Would I think that would I know that Naga are extinct, if that makes sense?
Any mention of the Naga is always in past tense.
Yeah. Oh, but I have heard of them, and thus therefore think they're extinct. If that makes sense. I'm just clarifying that it's a term I would recognize as something that was wiped out in the War of Rage. If you want me to roll Garulor, that seems to make sense.
Yeah, roll me Garu lore. It'll be standard diff, depending on the level of success you get, whether it's like 7s, 8s, or 9s. I'll tell you what you get to know.
No success.
Can I make that too, or?
Yeah, why not, Kotori? You're part of his pack.
Yeah.
I'll let you help there.
And yeah, this is knowledge subject. I mean, God, I love knowledge.
How could you come up so short, Kotori?
Standard diff, so that's 2 success.
Ooh, an 8 and a 10. I'll give you something there. The Naga are extinct. They were wiped out in the rage of the war, but you heard tale of the snake people before, and that their purpose had something to do with meting out justice that Gaia saw was needed.
Mm-hmm. So through the backlink, Kotori will tell Smiles, the snake people have indeed been extinct through the war, but they were those who executed the the justice of Gaia when it was judged to be needed.
Okay. So Smiles will say our world has been cursed first. In our world, only the wyld remains true to the triad. The Weaver is mad. The Weaver drove the Wyrm mad. The humans, the Weaver's children, try and carve at the planet. Their madness infects the Guru with the taint of the human mind that curses us and drives us to cruel deeds. We wiped out the Kamazots, the Naga, most of the Gural, other changing breeds in a war, the War of Rage.
Others have come and spoken of this. What is your appraisal of the Hamid here?
They still have the false claws and the false pelts. They still try and be predator when they are not, but to a much less extent. Whilst they are still mad, I think, from what I see, they are less mad. Not like where we are, where they have enslaved Gaia to torture to death at their whim.
They think, and he'll gesture at his head with his paw. They have a mind for ingenuity. Here, it is kept in check by all of that which exists above them. When they step too far out of line, it usually ends poorly for them. But they are respectful. They are worthy of respect. Because they take only what they absolutely need.
We had something to keep the homids, the humans, in line once, called the Impergium.
And how did that work out for you?
It was good for a while, but then the Garu born of the humans, the homids, said we were not allowed, that the alphas banned us from doing this. They stopped it. And they let the humans multiply. The homids I know give their numbers in the billions. I have not seen them all, I do not know. But they build rocks where hundreds of them live, giant hives, because we let them breed. Stopping was an even greater mistake than the War of Rage.
And from every visitor I've had, they speak of the marvels that these humans have accomplished. They can now take to the sky. They can now bring light from water. While it is perhaps progress that spans too quickly, do not dismiss them as entirely mad or without merit.
You speak of the fact they fly and bring light from water. They do this by choking Gaia, or bleeding Gaia, or carving Gaia. Their ingenuity is the great source of corruption that we must fight against.
Do you know how the packs that come to me for wisdom, do you know how they keep the Hamids in check here?
How?
They teach, they remind, they only draw the fang when there is no other choice. When they do something that they should not have. You want to learn lessons, I will teach you that harmony is what is needed in your era. It is what is no longer existing. I understand that there is division amongst you. You seem like the ones spoken of that only come from the wolf.
And Smiles is like slightly confused by this. Like when you know you should remember something. Like when you know you knew someone's name, but you just can't remember at that moment. And yeah, he says there are divisions, but I do not remember them. I know that I was born of wolf, and Kotori here was born of wolf. And I remember that there is division, but I do not remember the divisions in this place.
When you go back, what will you do with this knowledge that I give you?
I will show, I will tell that harmony is what we have lost, that if the Weaver and the Wyld could be tamed, the world would be good, that when human numbers are small and they learn respect, they are not a plague, but that mostly, as I say, the respect for the other Pharaoh, and that the Weaver and the Wyld were not always horrors as they are in our realm now.
You will out of character. You get some lightnings saying, "Yo, bro, you're telling that the Wild and the Weaver are bad for
Sorry,
life."
the Wyrm. I mean,
I kind of figured that's what you were. It was just kind of a Freudian slip, sort of thing.
yeah. Secretly, Smiles is a black spiral dancer. It's
Son of a bitch!
going on for a while. No, yeah, he'll say that they were not always mad. It will give me sorrow to destroy their children now. Put them out of their misery as one would a frenzied packmate.
You should do no such thing. With all of their ingenuity, smiles in the night. Those that are willing to listen could certainly find ways to turn back the tide, but they will need someone to guide them. And apparently the wise wolf has a cell phone on him and is getting amazing reception in Pangea.
Yeah.
Goddamn
Because
winner.
despite the loss of tribal divisions, he's actually a glass walker with their version of the Umbral bag, where they can take Weaver tech into the Umbra.
Now he has a rock that rings and can connect with other rocks, because there's a large rock in the sky that orbits around the Earth.
Sure.
Yeah, of course. Say, I would love to see my world be like this, and the Weaver and the Wyrm restored to sanity. But they are. I would not even understand how to begin. People say we have already lost our war.
No war is ever lost, as long as there are those to fight it.
I think I'm going to make a willpower check.
Rano?
Or well,
No, I think somebody might be wanting to chime in here.
I have no Rano here. Wonderful. I will be depressed on the return because this place was wonderful.
No, you can roll for Hirano. I thought maybe Screaming Eagle was getting ready to
No,
make an
no.
appearance.
No.
I want Screaming Eagles.
Fuck you. You just like me because I have Screaming Eagle. Oh, yeah, no.
You're fine. Start with your Hamid brethren. Teach. Be patient. Learn from them as well. If you are going to fight a war against this rampant weaver, you will need to understand how their ways work. You'll need to find the merits of their culture. You will need to be able to relate with them. And then you can find your solution. One where you do not have to shed blood unless absolutely necessary, as we do here.
I am already trying to teach them their ways. I am currently working to become the den father of our sept, so I can teach the homids, the cubs that only know the human ways, of wolf ways. Some are teaching me the ways of human society. I find it most strange. We are going to a place called the DMV soon.
I don't know what this DMV is, but it sounds very aggravating.
Yeah, Kotori even seems as puzzled as the wolf as the mention of DMV.
If you are willing to do this, I will include you in my pack, and you will learn the ways of the old wolf.
I will learn of the ways of the balance here, and I will teach them to the homids of the nation in our realm.
Good. Very good. Tomorrow, I will head out to deal with a problem. Something that I imagine the eldest serpent has already spoken of.
Well, since Smiley is not going to speak, Kotori will.
I thought that Vinny hadn't finished. He told us, I thank you. The Elder Serpent told me of a wild spirit gone mad in the north, where nothing was allowed to die. He wanted us to stop it somehow as his price for coming to his realm.
You are not strong enough to fight this creature, but you need not fight it to defeat it. It holds its power in a single place. To get close to it, though, requires battle. Something that I will take care of. But that is when the dawn comes. For now, find your way outside. Speak with my attendant, Kara.
The cat.
She is most loyal.
Why will be? And his tail raises a fraction. He can't stop it.
Oh, yes. If Kotori could, be like, yes, this is going to be very funny. He could, but he has paws. So, yes, Kotori's ears are picked up and he... It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So then Smiles will show his throat and back out, not turning his back on the Great Wolf until he is out of the cave.
And, yeah, Kotori will do the same and follow Smiles.
You come back outside and the night has begun to fall. There is an aurora in the sky, as if you were very far north back home, that trills out in multicolors and is very vibrant and bright here, as the magnetic trails and the atmosphere are far more powerful here than they are at home. You notice that there is a fire going, and you notice that there is a small hut nearby, made of essentially what looks to be made around a thicket of fallen trees, where mud and clay and branches had all been gathered to create a hovel of sorts.
Smiles will go in the hovel.
Yeah, and Kotori will follow him.
Inside, you can smell the scent of a fresh kill, and you can see Kara there with a bone that's been sharpened but not really crafted beyond that, slicing away gobbets of meat from what looks to be a large bird of some kind.
Food. Actually, since it's been like 3 or 4 days, are we like famished, or do we feel fine?
Food. Food you
Would
haven't
be
had for
good.
about 4 days. Yeah,
Would be
food would be
good.
amazing right now. It could be cooked for all you care. It would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sniff it. Wait for Kotori to go first.
As you sniff it, her hand will come and smack at your nose. Not in a aggressive way, but almost in a playful way.
And Smiles snaps at her hand anyway.
And she'll snap back with her own teeth.
Always while Kotori is eating imaginary popcorn.
Food is not ready yet. Small wolves must wait their turn.
She's right. Well, food will go to Wise Wolf first, or the others.
Wise Wolf has his food.
And he cocks his head on the side like, so who's going to eat first?
You may have defeated me once, but I am still in charge in my own den.
Smiles kind of backs off, as he has an excuse to. Don't know what Kotori's going to do.
She'll noticeably take the smaller portion of the two parts, as she seems to be keenly aware that the two of you are really staring at this food. Like you really want it. And so she pulls a good portion of the legs, or she'll pull the two legs off, and place them in her lap as she then, with bare hands, just rips the rib cage apart and splits the bird right down the middle. And sort of half covered in blood and whatnot, she takes the guts out and places them aside to be used later. And she'll noticeably toss the smaller half to Kotori, and then look at Smiles as she sets the other one down in front of him. Or I'm sorry, in front of Smiles, she sets it down. She tosses the smaller half to Kotori.
And
It's still substantial. I mean, it's bigger than a turkey.
Yeah, but we're a pack. I'm better. And if if things happen, I might be alpha. So yeah, I would kind of feel insulted by that. So I'm
She's
going
not
to
really
roll
paying
red.
too much attention to Kotori. She's looking at Smiles.
Smiles she is clearly in charge of this place and has dispensed the portions as is her right in her territory.
Yeah, but
So Smiles
yeah,
will take a bite.
yeah, Kotori will kind of growl and be kind of pissed, but he will. He doesn't frenzy, but yeah, he kind of feel rejected from this interaction, and he just he's going to pout in the corner.
She'll be sort of tearing chunks of flesh out of the right off the bone with her teeth, and this is all raw, by the way. So make me another willpower roll, Smiles. She's eating it like a Hamid really should.
It's disgusting.
Well, you're not under no compulsion, at least, to find it appealing.
No, it's Eat it properly.
And she'll look over at Kotori and then look back to Smiles. Your friend makes a strange face.
At this point, Smiles will look at Tori and look at the different portions they've got, and say, I think he wanted the bigger portion.
And actually, through the pack link you will receive, I'm more offended by being ignored.
And say, her territory.
Mm. I know, still don't like being ignored.
And
Other wolf. She points at Smiles. What is your name?
I am Smiles in the night.
And then she points to Kotori. And yours?
And yeah, at first, when he has his ears, lowered, but as she seems to, finally gets attention to him, I should take gallant as as demeanor, actually.
That really hurt his ego.
Yeah, my ego is hurt. But yeah, he turns to her, and as soon as she actually kind of acknowledged him for the first time, he says, "I'm Kotori."
Wise Wolf calls me Kara. He has called me such since I was still a cub.
Actually, Kotori will, cock his head as I'm not really going to, I'm not really going to roll any wits because he's starting to realize, like, I'm in Pangea in a house with a bastard. Ding 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 ding. And Kotori will stop, pouting in his corner, bring his food, even if he feels like I wish I had more. And he looks at her and he says, "Why aren't you, if it isn't offensive to ask you this question, where is your people?"
My people left this area to go further north to the place of the great ice shelves to live. My mother became ill while trying to raise me, and when they thought she was dead, they assumed I was as well. But Wise Wolf, when he came upon her body, he could tell that I was not dead. And so he took me and brought me here.
And yeah, as as she's telling her story, like Kotori's eyes like goes round, goes round because yeah, he might have heard stories from his people about the relation with some of the pharaohs that lived in Turtle Island before Wyrm uh, came. But it's actually very different from what he heard, from most Europeans who would have actually have kind of conflicted relations with pharaohs. Hmm. So you run with the wolves as one of the pack, or are you still outsider?
I cannot run with the pack to the south. I do not fit in there. I stay with Wise Wolf, and he treats me as his own. And that is enough to keep the other wolves from completely ostracizing me.
Mm.
Let alone attack me.
So there are still tensions still exist here between Ferras and wolves.
I am in a territory I technically don't belong in.
Mm.
I am only here by the grace of my... And she goes to say something, but she stops.
Mm.
I am only here and able to remain here because of his grace. Wise Wolf.
Mm. Kotori's demeanor changed completely because now he's no longer pouting about this because he has a very interesting person to talk to.
Smiles is just staying quiet, eating.
Every so often she scooches just a bit closer to Smiles when Kotori is not looking.
I will make a perception rudeness because I want to see that. Yeah, I've seen how Xavier acted.
Oh, but she does it stealthily.
Ooh, damn.
She
Every-
has skills that Xavier lacks.
Yeah.
And this continues on until she's pretty much almost very tentatively resting her body up against Smiles. Like she tests the waters first by very, very slightly doing it and then just leaning back ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And you can see that her eyes are constantly like shooting to Smiles and then looking away.
Smiles kind of tenses and looks at Kotori and kind of shuffles away. Not very far, but just kind of a token effort.
And she'll wait for Kotori to not be noticing and she'll try again to move in stealthily. And is doing a really kick-ass job of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, for success. No.
Yep.
So Smiles
So yeah,
looks at Kotori, sees he doesn't notice, and doesn't really do anything.
and so she'll just kind of rest herself right up against him, and she'll snuggle in very close, and then look at Smiles with a just a very, very odd look, something he's probably never seen in a Hamad's eye before.
Yeah, I'm not going to roll perception empathy because he doesn't understand. He's confused.
And so as the night wears on, eventually, I'm assuming the three of them will probably fall asleep.
Mm. Actually, I have I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Since now she is clearly leaning, do I see that?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, you will get through the pack link. Good. I think you. I hope you have a good night.
Sorry, what?
um, actually, do Vinny, would I can I make a perception prime alert on this cat lady?
Go for it.
Yep, for success.
5 successes. You can
Yeah.
smell it on her. She is very single-mindedly focused on Smiles in the Night. For whatever reason, she is taking a liking to him, and you notice that every so often she is literally brushing herself against him like a cat would.
Hmm. And Kotori will, start to uh, stretch a little bit, and is there actually a place to sleep in the house, or?
Oh yeah, I mean it's all on the floor. It's
Mhm.
all kind of uh, leaves and dried leaf litter and things like that pretty much line everything that's not near the fire. So yes, there's plenty of place to sleep.
Mm. Then Kotori will, take his place near the fire because it's cozy, and he will just say, as he's making a yawn, like, "Ugh, cats are clingy," and he just rough.
S- Smiles will, if he notices this over the pack link,
Oh,
he'll kind of.
it's not over the pack link. He says it out loud.
Oh, okay. Smiles just ignores you. Right? He pretends to be asleep.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go to the middle of the night where Smiles might notice that somebody has gotten up, walked to the front of the hut, and disrobes and walks outside, looking at him with a suggestive brow.
Um, um,
And I'll roll this if you really want to.
because I genuinely don't know. Um, oh, what the hell? Smiles
Roll it.
will go outside.
Um, there might be about a 20 or 30-minute delay as she tries to explain the idea of Hamid mating. Because they still have some sense of separation there in the Stone Age. I'm going to just go ahead and make the ST call on that one. But yeah, Smiles. If Smiles is interested, he
Yeah,
can have his first night with a Hamid beauty.
yeah, yeah. Why not? There's no one watching. Like the only person who will know about this is Kotorian. He will talk to Kotori about it in the morning.
Oh, well,
So
you
we
wouldn't even dare roll a fate dice to see if you are really interested. Oh, it's cute.
I was
she's a
tempted to roll willpower.
she's appearance 5. It's okay. It's okay, Smiles.
It's okay.
Katori.
Yes.
In the morning, you wake up,
Yeah.
fire has gone out, there's nobody in the hut with you.
And yeah, pretty much he will look around and he will he will track down the only one who has a scent. And basically, if he doesn't see them, outside of the tent, outside of the little house, he's going to start cackling on the backlink.
If you track them down, they're about 20 yards away or so in a little thicket. You notice that she is laying there covered only by her furs that she was wearing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really more of a makeshift blanket, so you can see plenty to get an idea of what happened, as they're both sleeping curled right up next to each other.
Yeah. Kotori won't say anything. He'll just be there. Is there uh, is there like a pound next, or is it just plain nature?
Plain nature.
Okay, so then yeah, he will just sit down and watch this interesting. Because my question is Smile in hermit form?
No, he's gone to sleep with us.
Yeah.
Because yeah, man, I would totally laugh on your face. Yeah.
Smiles. You start to wake up, feeling probably better than you've ever felt. All the tension that you've probably been keeping up since you got to the sept, just gone. You feel relaxed. You feel one again. You feel whole.
He's like that, and he moves to lick the woman whose name I've completely forgotten.
Kara.
Kara. He moves to lick Kara's face, and then he sees Kotori and breathes, and gives him a look. And there's nothing over the pack link, but Kotori, as any man will understand, this look is no one hears a thing.
And Kotori looks at you with a very amused look, and his physical body language is pretty much saying, "Oh, but I didn't see a thing. I didn't see a thing, but I have a pretty good memory."
I'm just gonna roll a fate dice here because I'm an asshole.
Oh yes, do it.
So, Smiles of the night.
Yes.
Kotori, you notice that there is no mating smell from her whatsoever anymore.
Oh. um. However, now Kotori has a very serious look on his face, and he looks at Smiles, and looks at the sleeping girl, pretty much hinting, you should maybe scent something.
Yeah, Smiles will smell, and yeah, that doesn't. Just smells that she's not got the mating smell, and kind of puts two and two together, and licks her face again.
She'll finally sit up and look at him and smile, and then when she sees Kotori, she literally rolls over the red talon and gets behind him, kind of grabbing her skins, and she curses out in some language you don't necessarily understand.
Yeah, Kotori will just yawn like, ugh. And he won't say anything. He won't say anything, and through the backlink, he say, "I'll be waiting."
And yeah, she'll get herself dressed and look at Smiles with a smile. Still sounds odd. And she'll make her way back over to the hut. Presumably with her mate in tow.
Yep.
And it's at this point that the large wolf comes out of the cave, yawning, and shakes out his fur as he lifts his head up into the sky and takes a deep breath in and takes in the air of the area and then looks down at the three of them. Are you ready to... And he stops, looks at Kara, looks at Smiles, looks at Kara again, and then looks at Smiles with a with his head canting to one side.
Smiles is as deadpan as he can be.
The wolf just kind of nuzzles her and then walks past them over to an area that leads down to, or has a pathway down to the bottom of the canyon. Are the three of you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
We are.
And Kara will take her her version of the Hispo form and the form that you fought her in. Stretch herself out like a cat does. And then look at the other two before the wise wolf takes off down the pathway.
Yep. And they follow.
Yep.
And the only words that come out of Smiles over the pack link is especially not Dragos.
And yeah, you can hear that Kotori is laughing his ass off through the backlink. And he says, "Oh yes, we would definitely don't want all his folks to know that."
Otherwise,
And
they run and Smiles. Now everything's kind of out in the open and deeds are done. He stays close to Kara. But yeah, just as they run across the tundra.
it takes them about 4 hours to reach where they need to go. And since you're not running from a giant box of teeth on legs, I won't make you roll for it to see if you can stay at that sprint. Because they're going at a just a travel pace. You notice that as the further you go north, it gets colder and colder and colder, to the point where, Kotori, you feel like Ben would have been uncomfortable with this level of cold.
Okay.
You notice that the ice peaks here are large and the sky has gone dark. You can look out to the ocean and see that the very ocean has frozen in place, even amidst the waves. And you can see off in the distance almost an epicenter of this ice, what is causing this ice to form. And as you get closer and closer and closer, you finally get to see this creature, which is many times taller than the tree lizard, walking around, and everything he touches turns to ice. He seems to be able to craft the ice with his hands, and when he turns and points, large crags of ice and glaciers raise up out of the ground.
Hmm. Well, that's well, that's a sight through the backlink. He says that's a sight all the Wendigos would like to see.
I think possibly.
As you come to a area that allows you to get advantage of this thing without being seen, you can hear Kara growl slightly in that lionish way, or a tigerish way, because I guess, yeah, she's technically a saber-toothed tiger. So yeah, she's got a low rumble in her throat as she looks at this thing and bares her really, really large fangs.
Hmm.
The mad one, she says.
So that's what the worm wanted to say when he was saying that things weren't allowed to die. That's well, yeah. Because honestly, I was thinking, a plant thing, but wow, yeah, Agendas, here I come. Well,
The wise wolf will turn and look at them. This is the creature that prevents anything from changing. It continues to create ice and only ice over and over and over again. It must be stopped.
How, if it will not let things die? We cannot surely take down something that big.
As I said, you are not meant to fight it. It would certainly kill you.
so what is it that you wish us to do?
Nearby is a cave, its source of power, its place of power. Within that cave is a large shard of pure energy, pure entropy, as it were. If you can release that, death can return to this place, and its power will be diminished greatly, and it can be defeated.
God damn it, Duncan. And Kotori will nod to the wise wolf, and he will turn to Smiles and well, his sister-in-law.
Yeah.
So, you ready?
Yes. And turns to Kara. Show us the way.
She'll sort of let out a growl-like purr and nod as she begins to lead them as Wise Wolf turns into his Krynos form, which stands probably on the upper end of 19 feet. Looks ripped.
I will go with just big, because I don't know what you're talking about with your feet. He's just big.
15 meters or so?
That's
freaking enormous.
It's
Yeah.
fucking enormous.
And you'll see that he is wielding a weapon made of what looks to be like black glass or obsidian. And he growls once before climbing over the bridge and letting out a battle cry, which takes this thing's notice as he jumps onto it. And while he's much smaller than it is, he still knocks it over when he impacts it, and the two begin to battle it out. And Kara begins to lead you all inside.
Mhm.
And this ice cave is cold. In fact, I need you all to make me stamina rolls. See if you can resist the cold.
Can we roll stamina survival? Or
Stamina survival, yes, sorry.
Oh, then, okay. Oh. 3 success.
2 success.
You lost some of your fire. Nice. All the time.
Kara, on the other hand, has to stop dead as she reverts back into Hamid and starts shivering as she holds herself and can't move.
Smiles, like, nudges her with her nose and shows and curls up with his tail over his nose.
Mm-hmm.
Like showing her how, like cats don't do it, but how wolves warm up. Trying to show her.
And yeah, even if Kotori likes to leave those two alone to their moments, he will also go to Kara and use his body heat to try to make her feel a little bit warmer. And actually, I have a question. Considering that we are in the Umbra,
Mm-hmm.
can I, use my hypnosis to actually, irradiate, well, hotness? I would say because I don't a heat wave, kind of a heat wave, around her.
If there was a Helios spirit or a fire spirit around, absolutely.
Yeah, but
But
not
this
right
place
here.
is chock full of ice, and you notice that in the ice there are the faces of spirits inside.
Mm.
This thick permafrost.
Okay, then he's going to Kotori, as he is trying to help Smiles and Kara, he's going to tell her, concentrate, sister. You're better than this. You would have beaten us if we weren't two of us ready to fight together. You're one of us. There is no difference, even if we are wolf and you are a cat. You're with us, and we won't go without you. Fight the cold and find the inner strength to march on. We have a mission from Wise Wolf and the Wyrm. You have to fight
But
on.
you never thought you'd be saying that, would you? You have a mission from the Wyrm.
Yeah, well,
That's out of character.
I'm Uktina. I'm Uktina. Just saying.
We're always on a mission from the worm.
Getting the support from Kotori and Smiles, she'll take a moment and get herself to the point where she stops shivering or her teeth stop chattering at least, and with that she will roll her gnosis and bring out her fetish weapon, which is just this long bone spear which seems to glow with a sort of this odd glow at the end, at the tip of this spear. And so, we move on. As you come through these tunnels, you notice more and more there are spirits and the inhabitants of this place just frozen in place, like they were in the middle of an action. You see like two very large prehistoric dire bears fighting and stuck in the middle of their combat. You see like a herd of mammoths that looked like they were drinking at one point from a stream, and they're all frozen solid. Everything that is in this ice was entrapped in whatever it was doing, almost as it was frozen in a flash.
Out of character for a second. Wise Wolf told us to find a worm spirit.
To find a shard with pure entropic energy. So yeah, you could actually assume that that would be a worm spirit.
Then Kotori will. I would like to make maybe depending on which one you think would be more appropriate, either perception, worm lore, or intelligence worm lore. As I'm trying, since they are in ice, maybe I have some difficulties to actually see them properly. But yeah, Kotori is actively trying to find a spirit of entropy, a spirit that would hail from the worm.
You can roll me perception primal urge.
Okay.
And Smiles, if you wish to do the same, you may as well.
So, opla. 3 success.
3 success as well.
Oh,
In fact, it's difficulty 4. So yeah, 5 success.
Sorry about that, guys. You notice off and a ways down the cavern, it opens up into this large, like, cathedral-style cave. Like a huge chamber. And in the center, you see this giant sort of ice crystal that's just... You see this almost this perfect representation of just this dark black mass that in any other circumstance would be that needs to die right now. You see a massive bane in there.
Smiles kind of tenses up slightly, but he knows that he's not supposed to attack worm things.
Kotori doesn't care. Kotori doesn't care. He goes straight to the bane.
As you start to make your way towards it, you notice that the ice moves. And then coming forth from the ice, you see these creatures. About 4 in front of you and 3 in the cavern or in the tunnel behind you. And you'll hear Kara, she'll hiss as she turns back to the cavern, and she'll flip the spear around deftly, and she'll look at the 3 coming down the cavern, and she'll look at the 2 of you. Take care of those. I will take care of these.
Kotori will nod, and he'll get ready into fighting position.
Yep.
All right, bitches, roll me initiative.
Oh yes, I'm ready.
Is your body ready?
Oh yes.
Jesus. Okay, so 15 for these guys.
16 for Smiles.
Nice.
And yeah, if I'm 17 for Kotori.
Very nice. All right. Kotori Senpai, what are you doing?
Um, mm, 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 actually, I am heavily thinking. I'm heavily thinking about some gift that I have. Um, as a feared, but the problem is, I just need to see one specifically name the spirit. Uh, okay. So that would give me, if I use name the spirit, that would give me rage, gnosis, and willpower, approximate levels of those things. But God damn it, willpower spending. But yeah, I'm going to use it. Try and you know get a grasp on what they are, and maybe find a weak find a weakness, kind of. Even if that's kind of stretching it a little bit. So rolling and God damn it, it's difficulty 6. So yeah, only two success, but
Right.
I still get what I need actually.
Yeah. Let's see. For rage, these creatures have 5. For willpower, they have 6. And for gnosis, they have 2.
Okay. Okay, so that's it. Um. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is, da, 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 da. Oh, command spirit would have been so funny. Where is my spirit snare? Uh, 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 which may be defended. Uh, damn it! You can't extend it to another one. So yeah, I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack one.
Okay.
Uh,
And I have to remember how spirits soak off the top of my head. I believe it's rage.
yeah, I think that's it. But
I'll just
and
double
I
check.
yeah, and I will spend one rage
Alright.
for extra actions. So whoop. Oh, only one success. Okay. So is it trying to dodge?
Hmm?
Is it trying to dodge?
No.
Or okay, so I'm going to roll
Does not
damage.
have that advanced directive.
Like Ice Cube, do you dodge? But I don't
Huh?
know. I don't know. It's kind of contradicting.
What's
Uh,
a dodge?
well, it's a kind of dog that roams the internet. So okay. I'm going to roll damage. 1, 2, 3. No, wait. 3, 4. 4 successes.
Alright, I will roll this thing soak. It takes 2.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so 13, 13, 13. Each of these things, by the way, Kotori, have
Mm-hmm.
13 essence.
You don't have to tell me the essence because
Well, you could gather it from
okay.
the fact that 5, 2, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, we are now on Smiles in the Night.
Smiles is spending 2 rage, not least to show off,
Mm-hmm.
and is going to bite not the one that Tori attacked, one of the other ones. In fact, actually, no, I'll go for the one that Tori went for.
Yeah, bro. You're not a cat. You can fuck a cat, but you're not one.
I think he rather enjoyed that cat.
For 5 successes on the bite.
Alright, roll your damage, sir.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
It takes out 2 of those, so it takes another 2.
Yep.
So you've done 4 to it. Alright. It is now these things' turn. The one that is being attacked is going to glow and release out this pulse. And
No,
so
not
its
already.
rage goes down by 1. And it's going to use freeze.
I'm too young to be arrested.
You each take 3 aggravated damage.
Okay, so
I
3
take no damage.
and tick. 1, 2, 3. Nope.
No damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do not get caught with the effects of it freezing you in place. Or reducing your dex penalty, or your dex pool. Alright, it now comes down to these things. So the one that is being attacked or the one that's is being attacked has already done its thing. One of the ones will come up to Smiles and smack him with its large hands. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So it does rage, which is 5 plus 3, so 8 dice of bashing. Does 1 bashing.
It does. Wow, that's a lot of ones. It does do 1 bashing.
Alright. Roll me your stamina, sir.
Just stamina
Just
or
your straight,
stamina?
just your straight stamina. You're fine. You're
Yeah.
perfectly fine. You do feel, though, as ice is chilling you, but it doesn't cause you to tense up. One is going to attack Kotori and get 1, 2, 3 successes. So that is its rage plus 2, which is 7. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bashing.
I take 1.
Alright. And roll me your straight stamina.
I give no fuck.
And you do not freeze. Another one comes for Kotori.
Wait, I thought they were 3.
This is the last one.
So there are 4?
Kara is taking. There's 4 that you're facing. Kara is taking out
Okay.
3 by herself. Because she's a badass. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So that is rage plus that. Again, 4 bashing. Kotori, 4 bashing.
Okay. La 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 la. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope.
Nope. Alright, you're fine. Okay. And okay, I'm sorry about that, Duncan. You soaked all that last time. You shouldn't have had to roll stamina. Not that it mattered.
Okay.
All right, rage actions.
Okay. Going to attack the one that we are fighting.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Nice.
6. And my strength, yeah. 6 more. Okay, 12. God damn it. 4 successes.
It takes 3, so you have brought it down to 7. You've taken out almost half of its health. Or more than half of its health. Alright. Smiles, you spent 2 rage.
Yes, I did. I will go for this wounded one.
Since the other ones just seem to be flailing harmlessly.
6 successes on the... Oh, sorry. 7. 8 successes on the bite. And... So
Sure you're not an Arun?
he's an Arun who can hide.
You know, he goes around.
He has Rage 5, Brawl 4, Physical Primary. Yes, that's 7. One, two, three,
Ooh.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It takes... You destroy it. You shatter the first one. So as you come up and you snap into it, it falls to pieces. Kara, while she is fending off the other 3, she sort of pole vaults one into the ground with her spear. When she lands, she looks over to see her man taking out this one, and she looks all hot and bothered before turning back.
Of course she is.
She's
As
impressed.
I said earlier in the chat here, Sense Awesome on Smiles is difficulty 2.
Alright, we are back to the top of the order. Kotori, what shall you do?
I'm going to take a jump, and we'll spend 1 more rage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Alright, chompy chompy.
One, two, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nice. It takes 5. Very nice.
Yeah, don't mess with
Take a
you,
huge
killer.
divot, you take a huge divot of ice out of the side of this thing. Smiles in the night, what are you doing?
And Smiles will go for this new target.
So they're focus firing on each of them.
Yep. One, two, three, 4, 5 successes on that one.
Alrighty. Do. 1, 2, 3,
Sorry, no, I
4,
hadn't rolled
5.
damage. That was just a bite.
Oh, okay. Well, roll your damage.
1,
I think it's
2,
the same
3,
outcome.
4.
It soaks 5. So yeah, you bite into this ice, and it's just too much for you to be able to bite through.
You got brain freeze.
Okay. You'll notice that the one that you two are fighting is going to square off with you, while the other 2 merge together.
Aww.
So I just need to make a quick adjustment here. That goes to 10, 4, 10. And the last one is at 24 essence. Okay. The first one is going to attack. And gets a success. It's attacking Kotori. It does 1, 2, 3, 4 bashing.
I don't care. I
Don't care
I-
whatsoever.
I rolled with Wendigos. You have nothing on me. Ice Cube.
The next one steps up and raises up this giant claw of ice. And flails partially aimlessly. That's 11 dice of damage. It does two damage.
Is that to Kotori or Smiles?
This is to Smiles. He's attacking you.
Soaked.
Alrighty. We are into rage actions.
Yep. Attack again. No. That one I miss.
Alright, so you miss one. Smiles.
Yes, he is going to go for the damaged one. And he is spending 1 point of rage.
Okay. Well, this is the rage actions. You spent 2, so you actually have 2 turns, so you don't need to spend rage this time.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright.
Uh,
Roll your damage.
that's little ones. Nothing happens.
Yeah, this is not
Alright.
our turn.
Your rage action, second action, sir.
Yeah. And 11 dice. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 successes.
Which one are you
know
attacking?
any watchers what the record for most successes on an attack roll is, but that's got to be up there.
What is your target, sir?
It's the same one.
What a waste. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I would love to pretend that because I got a load of successes, it's the other one, but no, he's going for the wounded one.
Oh. Oh, no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes on the damage roll.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you do 4. It's not down, but it ain't looking good. It is definitely looking homely. Alright, Kotori.
Going to...
Oh, hold on. Before you go, the two of you will notice as Kara comes flying past you and smashes into the entropy crystal and hits the ground rather unceremoniously. You notice that her spear is broken as the other ice elementals are coming towards you. And
Okay.
Smiles, I need you to roll rage.
Two successes.
Too bad. Your mate in delicate condition, being tossed around like a ragdoll, just wasn't enough to make you rage. But Xavier or Dragos running their mouth makes you lose your frickin' mind.
Well, you know, red talent priorities.
No, he's going to react appropriately, but he's going to keep his mind.
Basically,
He does have the berserker floor. I can just voluntarily choose to lose my shit.
It's up to you.
He won't. He's going to, yeah. Anyway.
However, I will say that's enough for a rage point for you.
Ooh, sweet. Yeah. So Kotori's action.
Is she between the crystal and the monster? Well,
yeah, but she's not moving right at the moment.
Okay, then my question will be, can I make an attack and a movement?
You'd have to split your dice pool or spend rage.
Which I can't. I cannot spend rage on that. No, you know what? So let's say, split my dice, make my attack, try to make my movement. If I don't get, if I don't kill it, it will have an opportunity attack on my face, or something equivalent, because I'm getting out technically of direct combat.
This isn't D&D,
Yeah,
but
I know, but I would say that he could try to smack me as I try to, get out of combat, but
so are you splitting your dice pool, or are you just deciding to run?
Seeing as this is kind of a similar situation with a certain abyss situation, Kotori is he's not going to attack to divide to split his dice. He's going to put himself between between the creatures and the Pharaoh, because, as he said, and he mean it, that's his bro's mate. She's part of a pack now. And what kind of beta would he be if he let someone die on his watch? So he's going to interfere and put himself between the tubes.
That's worthy of a willpower point, sir. Congratulations. Okay. You've gotten up next to her. You can make your roll
For
to get to her.
willpower, or
No, to get near her, like to move to her.
okay, dexterity, athletics.
Because she's a fair bit away, but she's not completely away from you. It's just moving around one of these things.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, the one you were attacking will attempt to... Does not hit you. It misses you. So that will be its turn. You get over by her. You notice that there is an odd trinket hanging, well, was hanging from her neck. It's kind of just laying there, but it glows and it pulses with a very warm energy.
Okay.
And you can see that her hands, like she's kind of shaking as she's still kind of dazed as she's trying to reach for it.
Okay, I guess that I can't do any other actions. So the only thing that I will do is I will send, of course, through backlink, join me, obviously.
Yeah.
Over.
Miles was going to do that anyway.
And yeah, Kotori is snarling at the ice elemental, like, come on, bro! I dare you to come.
All right. So, Smiles, what are you doing?
Smiles
Because it's looking pretty rough right now.
is spending 2 rage and will be bounding over to stand over. Not normally when he fights, he moves around a lot. I mean, he's very mobile. He will be running over and standing over Kara, snarling at the ice elementals, and not letting them come near her, and say, Kotori, outflank, do the crystal, I'm not moving.
All right. So, make me your Dex Athletics roll, Smiles.
I am spending willpower.
All right.
I feel that's appropriate. I know it's discouraged in combat, but I feel this is an appropriate time to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a well-spent one. Assuming Swift comes into play, that's 4 successes.
All right. The large ice elemental does not get enough successes to swipe you with its claw. You make it over there. And, yeah, I am going to break the initiative order because there is that item there that's just pulsing. Shwish, shwish, and it's warm, very warm. Warm enough that there's just a little bit of melting going on the ice that you're standing on.
Interesting.
So, either Kotori or Smiles can pick it up.
Well, Smiles have.
Is not leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like literally on her. Like it's still like the strap to it is still around her neck.
Okay, then sorry. Would I need to make a roll to specifically to know what this is or try to understand what it is, even if it seems pretty obvious that it's wom wom wom.
It looks a great deal like a Talon.
Okay. I This is going to be a genuine question, but does it seem that this is actually what's keeping her warm or not? Because
No.
okay, then Kotori will take the stone in his muzzle.
Muzzle. You
And
feel like this warm, humid air coming out of it. Like it has a small crack in it. You can feel it, and you can hear the sounds of like the jungle in your mouth.
mm, um, there's no. I'm going to ask straight away. There is no way I can know exactly what it does
No,
or what is inside.
no.
Okay, so basically right now, if I get it right, we have giant iceman and
And you notice that the other
Two
three are
large.
starting to come together. They're all three of them are merging together into one,
okay,
becoming much
and
larger than the one before.
and then the other two will fuse. Okay, we are near. We are near the shard, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Kotori will just turns to smile and he says, "Well, this is now or never." And he's going to try and activate the talent.
All right. Would you like to roll or spend Gnosis?
Honestly, uh, this is actually a pretty dire situation to him. But he's past it. Sister-in-law is standing right here. Even if she's healing, um, she's kind of in a bad shape. So he's going to spend Gnosis
All right.
to because well
The
unless
crystal in
unless I
your
can. Yeah, go
That's
on,
cool.
go on. I spent.
The crystal in your mouth shatters, and you see this. You just feel this warmth, this hot, humid air just rush out of your mouth and start spinning in front of you. There's this green growing light, and you hear the jungle now echoing in this uh, in this cavern, and then you feel the ground vibrate, and you start to hear, for some reason, in the back of your head. And the ground continues to shake. Something is going on. You're not exactly sure what. And you, give me 1 second here. You hear this. And
Oh,
coming through the portal, you see Tree Lizard.
oh, damn you, tree lizard!
Tree Lizard steps forward. He looks at the two of you, or the three of you, and then as he's looking at you,
Smiles does not step back an inch. And if you want me to
Yeah.
spend willpower on that, I will do.
no, it's okay.
Yes.
Because as he's looking at you and like, one of the ice elementals smacks him in the face with its claws, and he turns and he right back at it, and he starts charging these two beasts. As they've all kind of fused together, and he starts the smaller of the two, the one that was two, is slammed up against the cavern wall. Its foot comes down on the smaller of the group, like the little one that was being attacked, and it smashes it completely. And its mouth then comes to the large one and grabs a hold of it and bites, and it's snarling and roaring, and the ice elementals are all trying to scramble to attack this gigantic T-Rex, leaving you to do what you came here to do.
Okay, then Kotori will take the shard if it is accessible now, or
Well, it's a huge, huge crystal. You couldn't carry it. All you have to do...
Smiles will, before he does anything, he will, like, lick Kara's face and make sure she's okay.
She's starting to come around.
Then Smiles will walk over to the crystal and be like, just over the pack link. Smash.
Actually, what were he? Is there something trapped inside the crystal, or is it just
Oh
a
yeah,
crystal?
there's a big giant bane inside that crystal.
Oh yeah, okay. Because I was thinking, that there was the ice, the crystal, and that the crystal was kind of the bane, but no, it's okay. Then yeah, Kotori will turn to his brother and say, "Yes, smash. We smash."
Smiles will shift into Krynos
Kratos.
for the extra dot of strength and
You want that?
go to town on this crystal.
All right,
Yeah,
you
let's go, bro.
smash this crystal, and as you do, you feel a hand come and grab you by the scruff as Kara shifts into her Krynos form and draws you down next to her and grabs Kotori. Does the same. As she pulls you well below the edge of this crystal. The crystal shatters, or cracks, and the cracks become bigger and bigger and bigger until they... And you hear just this awful howling noise as you can feel this touch of death just above your heads. Any fur that happens to be caught in it just kind of withers and dies, leaving... it's going to leave Smiles in the night with a small bald spot on the top of his head for a bit.
We are born
And,
now.
Yeah. And this shockwave of energy just comes out. You feel the warmth that this area used to have being released all at once. The water or the ice around you is melting, and this entropic energy is crackling through the ice. It hits the T-Rex. The T-Rex sort of trembles and falls over and rolls and slumps down, coming dangerously close to you, but you notice that it's out, like it's stunned. Like its breathing is hollow. It looks a little emaciated now. It looks weak. And you notice that the ice elementals, they sort of writhe in their silent pain and crackle and fall apart as they are melted away. The ice cavern itself sort of begins to become a big pool of water, which the three of you float upwards on. And so does the lizard. And as you're outside, you can see the wise wolf fighting with the ice giant, and the ice giant taking a huge swing at him and stopping in mid strike as his eyes go wide as you watch these black tendrils of this bane reach out and just consume this ice giant and rot him away from the inside, as though death has returned to this part of the world. You don't feel corruption from it. You simply just feel oblivion.
Balance.
The three of you are left sort of treading in this ice-cold water as the sunlight is starting to come through the sky above and shine down on everything within Pangea's purview. You notice that some of the trees are starting to be unfrozen and their leaves become a bit more vibrant.
It seems that life always finds a way.
God damn it, Damien.
Hey, you throw me a T-Rex, I throw you Jurassic Park quotes.
Alright, fair enough, fair enough.
Smiles will, being slightly confused about how to swim in Krenos, shift back to Hispo because swimming like that makes sense.
Of course, bro.
With the Krenos, you just have the 2 legs. It's very, yeah.
Just too weird.
Splashes back to land, and shakes himself off, and makes sure Kara seems all right, and
She's gotten up onto the shore and she is stripping out of those clothes because they are soaked and they are cold. And maybe any of the shame she had before has gone away, maybe just for sheer survival purposes.
and saying that she's all cold, Smiles will go over and try and warm her up.
And so we, is there anything that Kotori would like to say? Or we skip ahead about a day?
Well, he will just go to the basket and say, "I'm glad you're okay," and then he will just sits next between. He's going to sandwich her, haha, so that she can feel a little bit warmer. But he's just leaving the two of them. He's pretty much ignoring them. He's a plushie right now, giving heat. That's all.
We'll skip ahead by about a day or two. A day where they can rest and relax. The two Smiles and Kara can frolic together in this pristine wilderness that is now turning back to the deciduous forest that it used to be. And it finally comes to the point where on the 7th day you notice that your anchorheads begin to pulse. As if someone is calling you home.
Mm-hmm.
Smiles will try and ignore it for a bit, and unless Kotori says something.
No. No, Kotori won't say anything. He will let you have your moment.
But he will eventually turn to Kara and say that we must go back now, or we cannot.
She looks at him and she frowns as she kind of places a hand on his scruff. You could stay. You could stay here with me.
I want to. This is a good place. Things are right here. Where we are from is bad. It is twisted. We are fighting a war. We must go back to the war. I would like to stay.
She frowns and nods.
Can you not come with us?
I belong here. I can't leave this place. I'm bound to it.
I will come back to this place
It is here things are simpler, and why we fight the war makes sense. It is a land like this we are fighting for. This is what we are fighting for.
She nods, and she'll look despondent, but she'll pull the bone from her pelts, and she'll cut off the braid of hair, and she'll take it and braid it into your anchor head. And then she'll hug him very, very tightly.
And Smiles will snuggle Kara. I will find you again. I will come back.
And she steps away from him as she looks at Kotori and smiles warmly at her brother-in-law.
Kotori will, looks at her, cocking his head on the side before bowing his head, showing that he considered her as a member of his family, since Smiles is his brother, and he will just say, "I'll make sure he comes back. I won't let him die."
She just nods. She doesn't say anything, and you can see that her eyes are leaking with water, as Hamid's do.
Smiles' tail is definitely between his legs. His ears are down. He does not want to leave Kara, and this place is literally everything he wants a place to be. It's perfect, and he doesn't want to leave, but he has to. And before leaving, as their anchorheads make a moon bridge, he'll look back at Kara before heading back to the Gaian realm. And
She says, just as you step through, she says something to the effect of, "I will always find you." And then you are traveling through the moon bridge. Back. When you step back through into the Gaian realm, you are back in the Sept. You step through the gateway that you had entered through, and you see Guide the Lost sitting there, working on the same item that she was working on when you left, almost a week ago. And she looks at the two of you. Well?
And Smiles, whose stance and overall demeanour has rather radically changed since his normal stalk, his sort of quite arrogant, defiant stance. He's downcast and slightly humbled, and say, "We have come back. We have seen Pangea and seen a place where there is no mad weaver, where there is no corrupt Wyrm, where the apes do not carve the world and bleed the world. It was a good place."
He doesn't mention Kara at all.
Guides the Lost looks at your anchor head, and she grabs at your paw to lift it up and looks at it.
And Smiles pulls the paw back.
That wasn't on there. What is that? And she points to the braid of hair, which is survived through the transfer back into the Gaian realm, oddly enough.
It is important to me.
She kind of make a bemused and then just look to Kotori. And she'll hold out her hand for his anchor head.
And he gives his one back.
She looks back at Smiles and gives him a look like she's testing the waters there to see if he'll hand it back.
He just looks at her and makes no movement to hand it back. If anything, he'd back away or move the paw back.
She'll shrug slightly. She looks at her watch. You were only gone for a day.
Time is different there.
The Umbra works in mysterious way.
Well, I hope that you found what you were looking for. And she'll walk and run a hand over the archway, which causes the vine and foliage to cover it back up.
Smiles will watch as she
Closes it up and says, I will. It was a good place. I will go back one day.
Then I suggest you had better learn how to get back there, because I won't always be around to make sure you can go between the two realms.
And Kotori will turn to the Silver Fang and say, we thank you for the help that you have provided us, Raya. We will make sure that we learn.
And with that, Smiles will leave, and he will go to the place he was told to go after he had done this by Laughing Shadow. And he will howl to tell the spirits, in the spirit tongue actually, not the Garu tongue, as he was told to do, that he has journeyed to Pangea and he has seen a better place. He has learned the lessons of this place. He has fulfilled the terms of the challenge. Before going back to his den alone to lick his emotional wounds.
And I think there we can end our scene.
Yeah, and I will just want to add that, yeah, for his part, Kotori being back, he feels a weight on his heart, and as he go back to his den, he thinks about what happened, what he had learned on his part, and he curled around the box who keeps calling his name, calling for hunger, and he feels that maybe now is the time to ask certain questions to a certain someone.